Good morning. It is holiday here in the U.S., so I don't know if I'm catching people who normally can't watch me on a Monday morning, or if everybody is just hunkered down watching some Hallmark Christmas movies, because it's that kind of day here in New England. My name is Betty Sakosha. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and the team leader for the Power of Positive Inking. Good morning, Sandy. I hope you got your coffee. Sandy was just texting me about coffee, and man, it is a coffee kind of day. It's a coffee, tea, soup kind of day out there in New England for sure. But thanks so much for joining me. If you're watching this live, let me know you're watching this live. Just want to make sure I'm where I think I am. The story of my life. Am I where I think I am? Okay, so leave me a comment. Let me know if you're watching me live. Let me know if you're watching me on replay, where you're watching me from, and how you're spending your day. Last week, I started featuring a new stamp set that is, hey, Tris! I started featuring a new stamp set called Love and Courage. So let me actually flip you down, and we'll just get to it, because I got a lot to chat about. Whoops. Oops, ceiling. Desk. There we go. Okay. So last week, hey, Ellen. Isn't that funny? My brother is actually watching my video. This is going to be amusing. Anyway, okay, so here's my contact information, bettyboop.stampinup.net. That's where you can find all of the stuff, and you should be able to find that in the link as well. So last week I started featuring this stamp set. Stampin' Up! Comes out with a Making a Difference stamp set every year, where some of the proceeds are donated to different kinds of charities. So this year they have chosen breast cancer charities. So this is the stamp set. So if you purchase this stamp set, $3 from every stamp set goes to breast cancer charities. Not necessarily, well, I don't know what they are. They're all different charities that support people with breast cancer. Sadly, entirely too many of us have been affected by this, and so anytime I can help with it, I would like to do that. So I am featuring this stamp set this month, and I am doing 4 different cards made with this stamp set. And if you spend $50 on my website, I will send you the card kit, or what I like to call the guts of the cards, for these 4 different cards that I'm featuring this month. So here is the stamp set. It comes with several different images and a bunch of different greetings. Many that are supportive of anybody going through treatments, but also supportive of those supporting those going through treatments. So this could be used for a lot of different things, and I have a couple of different ideas. So last week I featured, let me move this out of the way, I featured this card here. So as I mentioned, if you do spend $50 on my website this month, you'll get the guts for this card. I can't send the stamps or the inks, but the rest of it I can send, and I will, along with tutorial how to make this. But this was last week's card. And here's a similar card. This is kind of where I started with, and then this was using just supplies from just this stamp set. So the love and the U come from the stamp set, whereas these came from a different stamp set. Okay, so today I have a different idea, and I reached out and I said I wanted to use Timid Tiger, which is a kind of a, I don't know, dusty-ish orange color. So I reached out to see if people had some suggestions for color combinations. So I got a number of different color combinations that I want to share with you to go with this. It was this combination here, which is Shaded Spruce, Real Red, and Timid Tiger. Also with the combination of possibly Granny Apple Green, which is a nice bright combination. I love this for Christmas, and that was pretty as well. Then I got another suggestion that was Pretty Peacock and Timid Tiger, and then I was like, oh, we're going on an animal theme here, so I asked if there was another animal that we could stick in there, and I got the suggestion of darling duckling. And this actually is a beautiful combination. It's probably hard to, I don't know if you can really get a sense of what it looks like online, but it is a really pretty combination. This darling duckling has a little bit of a green tinge to it, so it pairs really nicely with the peacock. And then I got one more combination that was Melon Mambo, Daffodil Delight, and Timid Tiger. This definitely has Dunkin' Donut vibes, but I have actually a sample at the end to show you that is very similar to this, so I chose not to use this one because I've got another sample to show you how this combination goes. Any of these absolutely would work, but the combination that I settled in on came from Alice, and it was Blackberry Bliss, Crushed Curry, and Timid Tiger. And I think this is really going to make this card pop. So the card, let me bring in my contact info if you need it while you're watching here. The card is a very easy card to make. Let me zoom out a bit, or raise my stand if that's what the case calls for. Okay. I'm going to show you, this is a really, really easy card layout and one that I haven't used in a while. So I just wanted to show you how easy this is to make this card. So I'm going to start with an 8.5 by 11, and I'm going to score it I'm going to cut it right down the middle at 4 1/4 inches. So this is what in the world of teaching you call a hot dog cut, because it is long and thin like a hot dog roll as opposed to short and squat like a hamburger roll. So this is a hot dog. And then I'm going to just take half of it. So this is 4 1/4 by 11 inches. I'm going to score it at 5 1/2, which would be your halfway card, i.e. fits in an envelope, your basic card. I'm going to make sure I move that cutting blade out of the way. So if you don't have a cutter, this one from Stampin' Up is awesome. It's got a cutting blade and a scoring blade. It's got all the measurements. The arm comes out, goes to 17 inches. If you've got 17 inches of paper to cut, this is the cutter for you. Okay, so I've scored it down the middle right there. So this would fit into an envelope. What I'm going to do is cut off 3 inches from here. So I'm going to stick it back in my cutter, making sure to just have the front of the card. Let me make sure that I'm actually cutting it at the right place. Yes, cutting at 3 inches. So now I've got a 3 by 4 1/4, and the rest of the card is here. Okay, I'm done with my cutter. Get that out of the way. All right, now let's put this baby together. Okay, so the DSP that I'm using for this, the comment from Teresa is that Jimbo, that is my brother, likes hot dogs. He does. Maybe I'll send him a hot dog card at some point. Not today, though. Okay, so the paper that I'm using for my DSP that has the Timid Tiger is this paper here. This is kind of the less busy side of this paper, because this is the other side of the paper. Also pretty, but too much for what I want to do today. This paper, you may wonder, where does that paper come from? And it's actually the pack of paper that I call the drink paper. I can't remember names of anything. Here is the drink paper package, and I believe it is still available. I'm pretty sure it's not even on the last chance list, but it's called the Celebratory Sips. That's hard to say, particularly if you had a few. And there's a number, 165586. Anyway, great paper for all sorts of things. But the back side of this paper, so lots of drinks on the front side, but the back sides of the paper are pretty neutral, so they can be used for lots of different backgrounds, right? Lots of different stuff on the other side of that paper. All right, so I cut my DSP is cut at 2 1/4 by 4 inches. So you're going to get a lot of these per sheet, should you choose to use this 12 by 12 DSP. And I'm going to glue this or adhere it right down to the front left side panel here. So you remember this I've cut off, so this is just this left side panel. Look at this, these colors really do go well together. Thank you very much, Alice, for this suggestion. Okay, now I'm going to put this here. Let me put this inside so you can see where this is going. I'm actually going to glue this down, which is something I don't recommend until you put your words inside, but I'm taking my chances. Crazy, I know. It's going to be easier for you to see the front of the card, which is really why I'm doing this for you. Because I know me, and there's a good chance I'm gonna have to replace that layer. But okay, so remember this 3 inches that I cut off? Remember it used to live here? It's now gonna live here. So you're using the same amount of paper, you're just getting a different kind of look with this. All right, so I've cut a small piece of basic white that is going to go on here, and this is what I'm going to decorate. I actually, okay, I actually need some scrap paper here to work on, and I didn't have that. I don't want to make a mess of my glass plate, so I'll do this. Okay, so I am going to use these 3 color inks suggested by Alice. Thank you very much. Daffodil Delight, Timid Tiger, and the Blackberry Bliss. I'm going to start with my lightest color first, and I'm using just the heart from this stamp set. So when you stamp random, I'm going to suggest you stamp random here. You definitely want to stamp off the paper. Okay, that gives you the random look, not all smushed in the middle. I'm going to suggest 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's what I was going to say. Look at that. And that's what it is. 7. Start with 7. See where you go from here. Okay. Did you see I closed my ink pad? If you didn't notice, if you didn't see, the other day I posted a picture of my desk with some open ink pads, because I was working on a creation, and it was a lot of open ink pads. It's not a good idea to have open ink pads. I'm just going to warn you. So I do try and close them, except when I'm creating. Okay, I'm going to stop there. That is actually 5, and I think that's enough. I'll come back if I need more. You can always add more. You can never add less. True in life, right? Okay, so now I've got my Blackberry Bliss, which is a dark, deep, rich color. Oh, it is gorgeous. And again, I'm just stamping randomly, making sure to go off the edges, making sure looks like there's a little bit of it everywhere. I think that's good. Yeah? Okay. Well, yeah, I'm going to call it good. I can fill in later if I need to, right? All right, while I have that out, I'm going to stamp the inside green. Well, let's do this. Yeah, let's adhere this down. Okay, so I'm just going to use my green glue here. Just to let you know, this is the card I'm designed here, but you could also use a piece of DSP on here. This card layout would make for really quick cards if you use 2 different DSPs. All right, so that's going to go on here. The caution that I have at this point is making sure when you glue this down, you do not want any glue on this back side over here, because then you can't open the card. So you just want it on the one side. And I'm going to keep it way over to that side. Okay. And I'm lining it up so it looks to me like it's in the middle. Okay. Oh. Okay, now I cut out, let me grab these beauties here. There's some brand new labels that are available called traditional label dies, and they are 165, 864. I am not actually sure if these are in the online exclusives or if they are in the catalog. I, to be honest, cannot remember. But it doesn't matter, because you can get them just by putting that number in. So if you go to my website, bettyboop.stampinup.net, and just put in traditional labels, all this will show up. This also pairs with some greetings, the greetings that I'm not using today, but you're always better to get the bundle it saves you a little bit of money. So just a thought. Anyway, I am loving these labels. They can be used for all sorts of different things. The sizes of them are kind of perfect for so many different things, and they can work well together, or they are fine on their own. So that's always a good sign of a good die set to have. All right, so I've already cut out my label here. The smaller label, I cut it out in my Timid Tiger, and I'm going to bring in the dark, what color is this again? Blackberry Bliss, and I'm going to take the word love and put that right in the middle. And you can see from the size of this that like a lot of different things. Ooh. Okay, well it's a little too high for me. I'm not happy with it. And I cut out extras, so I'm just going to go back in. Okay, what I like about this font is the kind of, it's not exact, which means it doesn't ever have to be straight. You know what I mean? It's kind of a little bit more free, a free kind of font. So you don't have to worry about it being straight, which I like a lot. Okay, so I've got my love. I used the coordinating label from the traditional labels. Look at how pretty this is. I don't know if you can really get a sense of the detail that's in this. It is a beautiful, beautiful label. This one is nice as well. It's got stitching, but that is a really, really pretty label. So let's use, ooh, I knew I didn't have everything. Hang on, hang on, hang on. I'm grabbing some dimensionals. The only dimensionals I could find were black dimensionals. So this will be my little public service announcement to black dimensionals. Black dimensionals come in packages with the big dimensionals, this size here, which are what, maybe like, I don't even know how big they are, 3/8 of an inch maybe, I don't know. Anyway, this size as well as the baby dimensionals come together in a package. So don't overlook those. I think people sometimes overlook them. And you know what? They're never going to show through my paper, so it sort of doesn't matter which color dimensionals I'm using back here. Sometimes it matters. This one doesn't matter, so it's fine. But I popped that up there. In fact, I'm going to pop up one more. Can you see over here? If I put my love right there, I need something over there. I'm going to go back. I'm going to fix this. I'm going to make this right. This little guy is not going to show. So I'm going to stamp here. And I know it looks goofy there because it's overlapping, but it's not going to, it's going to be just fine here. Because look, no one's going to see that other one. And I feel like I need one more up there. An orange one, because an orange one, Timid Tiger one, because the Timid Tiger got covered up. Okay. I know. That looks goofy, but it doesn't matter because it's going to be covered up. In fact, I'm going to use some more dimensionals because dimensionals really do add a lot, and they squish in the mail, so you don't have to add extra postage, so don't fret over that. Okay, so let me know what you're thinking so far. Do you have somebody you think you could send this to? Are you seeing more value in this stamp set? Actually, it didn't need more value. It was a good value the way it was. I'm just adding more value to it. Okay, so there we go. Here is one basic card layout using just half a sheet of cardstock and a different way to use it. Now, I wanted to show you one more thing and then talk about a special that's going on. Right now, Stampin' Up! Has an unbelievable deal going on where you can join for $35. That's insane. That really, truly is crazy. But for $35, you get $125 of anything you want in the catalog. So why would you not? Why, like, if you want more than $35 worth of stuff, this is your sign. Now is the time to join. And if you're looking for more stuff that you want, there's so many things online and so many things coming. So if you are a demonstrator, we have access to getting things, we get to preview things, we get things a little bit earlier so that we can play with them in advance. And so I just got the new banner sayings, which is coming in the online exclusives for you next month. Oops, maybe I'm not supposed to show that. I don't know. I'll put it aside. Anyway, these banner sayings there's a bunch of little phrases, and then it will coordinate with the stamp set. So I'm going to find, now that I've showed it, and maybe I wasn't supposed to, where are you? I'm looking for the words that say, there's some words in this that say something about love. You are loved. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so I'm going to grab these words. Let me use this block and put these words on. I have not used this yet, so to kind of season it, if you will, I'm going to just clean it. I just cleaned it on my chamois. I usually wipe it on my pants, but I'll show you what I'm doing. I'm just wiping it on my sweatshirt, and that kind of takes off whatever kind of coating that it came with. That kind of takes it off. So I'm going to take my You Are Loved and put this on the inside. I'm going to put it, I'm going to try and make it straight. Ah, look at that. You're going to love this set. Banner sayings coming soon. If you're a demonstrator, they can come right now. You can add it to your starter kit if you want. And I would recommend it because it comes with a punch. Did I mention? Okay, I'm going to put just a couple of hearts in here to bring in the colors from the front. You are loved. Okay, boom, done. I'm going to call that done. Shoot! I forgot the ribbon. Oh, Betty. Okay. I can't even pull this apart to make this work. So it would require a heat gun, and I'm not going there. Let me show you my original finished project with the actual ribbon so you can see how it was supposed to look. This is the other one that I talked about that was very similar to the Dunkin' Donuts look of the cards. Thanks, Julie. Thanks, Beth. So this used Berry Burst and Daffodil Delight. So here's the difference, right? One is a little bit darker. This was Alice's color combination that used the Blackberry Bliss, but the Berry Burst has similar colors to the, and I think, yeah, I definitely did add some Melon Mambo to this one as well. So that's what that looked like. The ribbon here, I totally forgot to add, is comes in all of the new in colors. So this is the Timid Tiger ribbon, and it adds just a little bit more. I definitely am going to take this card apart and add the ribbon because it definitely adds to it. So I will show you, I will fix that all up, and then I'll add it to my post so you can see it at the end. So let me bring in the couple of cards that I've got so far with this stamp set. So the stamp set is called Love and Courage, and $2 from every sale, or $3 from every sale goes to breast cancer organizations. So this was last week's card here, featuring kind of the sunflower. This week featuring the love and the heart stamp. And I will be utilizing the stamp set for 2 more weeks with 2 more different cards. Let me bring back the stamp set here so you can see it. And, oh, Beth likes it without the ribbon. All right, Beth, I'm not going to put it on then. You just saved me some time. Thanks, Beth. I appreciate it. The Love and Courage stamp set, if you purchase, okay, so I rewind. The deal this month is if you purchase $50 on my website, bettyboop.stampinup.net, you will get the guts for the 4 different cards that I make. So these so far are the 2 cards that I'm making. that you will have the supplies for, as well as 2 more cards coming forth in the next couple of weeks. So I'll send you the cards and the tutorials for those. If you purchase $50 worth of stuff on my website, if you purchase the Love and Courage by itself on my website, but you don't get to the $50, you will still get that, because that's how I feel about this stamp set. So even if you don't get to the $50, but one of the things you purchase from my website is Love and Courage, you will also get the card kits in the mail in November. And let me just talk to you quickly and tell you about the special. So as I mentioned, the special is there's 2 different specials. $35 for $125 worth of stuff, or $99 for $189 worth of things. In either case, you end up getting like $90 of stuff for free. Like, it's insanity. It's crazy. Crazy. So if you're a previous demonstrator, now is the time to get back in. If you are not a demonstrator, you don't even know what I'm talking about, but you really like Stampin' Up! Stuff, now is the time to get in. There is absolutely no commitment moving forward after this. If you don't want it, you will continue to get your demonstrator discount for a minimum through next April. But you may love it so much that you want to continue with us, and the option is up to you. I have people on all different places on my team. Happy to have you in whatever aspect you would like to be part of the team. So if this is of interest to you, or you don't believe it and you're like, it's too good to be true, I get your anxiety about this, but I can promise you that it really is such a good deal. They've never had a deal as good in the 24 years I've been a demonstrator. So go to my website, bettyboop.stampinup.net. The link should be, you should be able to click on the link there and get there and let me know if you have any questions, or feel free to just sign up there. If you are not on my email list, there should also be a link there. You should definitely sign up for that, because every week I send out a newsletter, and every newsletter includes a free tutorial for a stamp set. And not this card, because this stamp set, this tutorial will be coming if you place an order, but the past couple weeks I've had tutorials also using this stamp set from other demonstrators. So all of that comes to you for free once a week in your mailbox. Okay, that was a lot, and I'm done. So if you have any questions, hey Patty, thanks for joining me. We missed you, but you can go back and watch. Oh, I'm not quite done. As I said, if you do sign up, you can get any of the things that are coming forward next month. So that stamp set that I wasn't supposed to show is actually available. So you can get that. And it's called Banner Sayings, and it's a fantastic stamp set because it comes with a punch. Anything that comes with a punch you need to get, but that's a really, really good one. It has 3 different, well, you'll see, just go. Sign up and you'll see. Trissa's saying she loves a tutorial. I love tutorials too. I love not having to think. Just have somebody give me directions. And all of the tutorials, keep in mind, you can switch them out, and they can be things that you can use with your current stash of things. If you don't like the colors I've chosen, you choose colors you like. We don't all like the same things, that's for sure. We shouldn't. That would be boring. In any case, all right. Thanks for tuning in. Happy Monday. Stay dry if you are in New England. There's a wet one out there. It's a really, really good day to just sit around and stamp, to be honest. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. I will see you next Monday at 10 o'clock with the 3rd installment of Love and Courage. All right, thanks guys. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.